Scott, thank you for joining us. Obviously, after Saturday's tremendous win against Tranmere Rovers, we face another tough test in Colchester. How's the preparation been for that?
Yeah, good. Lads are in good spirits. We've come in and trained today and got organised for what's going to be another big game.
Obviously, you would have had time to sort of analyse the game now on Saturday. Is there anything else that you've picked out since then that has really impressed with your side?
I thought we played well. Nothing's really changed in terms of my opinion from when the game finished to now. I watched it back and I thought we played well. I thought we deserved the win. Some good goals. We worked hard, and even kind of going behind in the game early, I still felt that there was a belief, certainly within the players and the staff as well. So I was really pleased.
Yeah, we spoke obviously a lot after the game about the lads that have come back. Obviously, we've had it down the training ground now. Has the whole squad sort of come through okay after the weekend?
Yeah, pretty much. Got a few bumps and bruises, nothing major. We've got some really important games to go now, and we've got to make sure that we have our best players on the pitch.
Yeah, obviously, as you sort of alluded to there, we've highlighted this Colchester game and, the Hartlepool game as, some fans have labelled it sort of make and break the season, really. How excited are you for the week ahead? Obviously, they are two massive games, aren't they?
Well, yeah, it's great to be in April and something to play for, albeit at the wrong end of the table, but it still gives us a purpose. We want to try and get as many points as we can get between now and the end to make sure that we have that safety and we get League Two football next season.
Yeah, obviously Colchester, familiar opponents. Obviously we played him a lot, but they're going to be slightly more familiar to you, aren't they? Obviously with Ben Garner in the dugout, someone that you've worked closely with. I'm sure you're looking forward to sort of matching up against him on Tuesday.
Yeah, of course. Ben's somebody that obviously I've worked with. I've got a lot of respect for him and Scott Marshall, his assistant manager, and I work really closely with them at Swindon Town. Great guys, good coaches. So they'll be an organised team. I know that for sure. But having said that, we've got a game to win, and I'm sure that we'll have a drink after the game. But all efforts will be concentrating on trying to win the game.
Would you see it as an advantage having worked with them before, or do you think that they're probably looking at it in the same way of sort of you've both seen each other's sort of style and knowing how each other work? Do you think that's an advantage for either of you?
Not really, no, because it's obviously he's at a different club now with different players. There's certain things. Watched obviously the Salford game in detail. There's certain things that they did that kind of reminded me of Ben's time at Swindon when I was with him. So there's a few things there, but like I say, it's a different club, a different set of players. And they're in a precarious position as well. So, it's important for them that they get their wins as well. So, they've picked up a couple of good results of late. But we've just got to concentrate on ourselves.
Is it a good thing for you, do you think, to be back on the pitch so soon after, the good performance on Saturday? Obviously, you had a lot of time to reflect after Barrow, and then this time we're straight back out there. Is it good to sort of keep that momentum going as quick as possible, do you think?
Of course, yeah. We're in a really good place. The lads are buzzing. We can't wait to get back out there, and it's a real game a big game that we're looking forward to, and we're really excited about.
Yeah, and obviously we've spoken a lot about the sort of mental aspect of the players this year. How much of an impact do you think that win on Saturday is going to have for the last 4 games?
Well, wins obviously gain confidence from that, don't you? It's kind of normal in football for that to happen. And I've been trying to bang the drum on gaining more confidence and for the players to have a little bit more swagger about them. I think we're a good side. We've underachieved for sure, but I think there's a certain amount of consistency that we have to have in order for us to continue. But I think when we play well, we look a good side. We look a threat. And I'm hoping that we get the same on Tuesday night as what we had on Saturday.
Yeah, and obviously on Tuesday night, the fans, as we've alluded to so many times, can have a massive impact. We spoke to Crawley after the game on Saturday, and he said how much you've expressed to the players that opposition teams don't like coming here. It's not an easy place to come, and I suppose the message to them is just get behind us like you did again on Saturday.
Yeah, like I've said before, it's a difficult place to come. Whether you're travelling from distance or not, it's a really difficult place to come. Crawley, as an opposition team, the more fans that turn out and sing and chant us and get behind the lads, the better.
Harry, thank you for joining us. Obviously a fantastic win at the weekend against Tranmere and another tough game coming up against Colchester tomorrow. How's the mood in camp been so far?
Yeah, it's good. We were buzzing to get the win on Saturday, and now we've just got to build on it and try and get a good result tomorrow.
Yeah, and obviously just touching on yourself in the last few games, obviously you've come into the side since Lynchy's been injured, and you seem to have really embraced it. I mean, you took a little bit of a knock, didn't you, against Bradford, but it hasn't sort of stopped you carrying on. How's it been dealing with that injury so far?
Yeah, it's been okay. The staff and the doc and everything have been really good with it, and we got it treated straight away and got the stitches in, so it's actually recovered really nicely. And it's been alright having the headband. It hurt my head a bit on Saturday, but other than that, it's okay.
Yeah, and I suppose you probably weren't expecting that when you got the run of games that you had and you've had to deal with that. It's probably, I suppose, not been the ideal start, but you seem to have sort of taken it in your stride. How do you think you've performed in the last 3 games?
Yeah, I think I've done well. I feel like I've taken my chance. I've waited quite patiently the last couple of months for it, and so I've just got to keep building these performances and keep helping the team.
Yeah, and obviously moving back to the team, obviously Saturday was a fantastic win. What's the mood in camp been like over the last 2 weeks? Obviously we went for a little bit of a tricky patch, didn't we? But we seem to have sort of got back down to the basics now. Picked up a really good win. How's it been in camp?
I think the camp's been good, and the togetherness has been there. I think we've had frustrating results where we've been on a good run of form and then we've just slipped up with a game. But overall, the camp stayed together. We've looked after each other, and the results are picking up. And I do think we're in a good place.
Yeah, obviously you mentioned they're in a good place. We've got a massive game against Colchester tomorrow, and then moving on to perhaps depending on results, an even bigger game against Hartlepool. Sort of how focused do you have to be in weeks like this, and sort of keep your head after what is a really good win on Saturday?
Yeah, it's so important. Like everything we do now until the end of the season, we have to be giving 110% with everything we do, with our recovery, with training. Any time we need to be on it, because the games are coming quite quickly, and they're must-win games. So yeah, it's important.
And obviously, just sort of talking about your own involvement, we were talking a little bit before this interview. Off camera, you could have probably had a hat trick in the weekend. Sort of how. We spoke to the gaffer after the weekend, and he's sort of expressed how much of an impact he's having set pieces, and how much he's trying to make them real goal scoring opportunities for us. And as a centre back, with a bit of height and you're good in the air, you must be relishing that.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Yeah, I've had quite a few chances. I was frustrated not to get a goal. I think Crawley has nicked mine, but I'll let him off. But yeah, it's good. We've got clear guidance of what we're doing on set pieces. We're not just lumping it in the box and hoping for the best. Like, we've got a plan and we're trying to execute that plan, and I think it will help us get quite a few goals from set pieces. Yeah,
and obviously this is the first time we've spoke to you, I think, since the new gaffer Scott has come in. How's it been working with him so far, and how delighted are you that you sort of earned your chance under him now?
Yeah, he's been very good. He's brought in good stability into the club, which was needed at the time that he came in. And it's been good to work with him. He's got good detail in everything he wants to do, and he's a very passionate manager as well, so it's nice to have that, and he really believes in us and he really wants us to win and do well. Yeah,
and finally, obviously, I just want to ask you, how much of an impact do you think the fans can have in these last sort of 4 games of the season? And we saw how good they were on Saturday. How much do you think they can sort of inspire the lads on to picking up some more points this week?
Honestly, they're massive. I don't know if they do realise how important they are to us, because like you saw on Saturday, we went 1-0 down undeservedly, and they stuck with us and they kept cheering us on, and it pushes us forward and it makes us believe in ourselves. So they are so vital, and we're going to need them over these next few weeks.